hello. Good morning, good afternoon. If you're on the other side of the world, good evening. Why aren't you in bed already? What's happening? What's new? Today we're talking about the Cole guy, talking about, that thing. Here and there, I have some people like, why does anybody even still care about this? This beef is so over. We're dragging it. But first of all, it would be very rude of me to pretend as if, I don't owe a lot of the success of my channel to that thing that happened a couple years ago. But also, my ability to make great content out of it, obviously. But I think that it's relevant because J. Cole just recently put out what he is saying is his last album. He's finally decided to go and talk about it. I think tomorrow he's this interview is gonna drop where he's talking to Cameron about it, which is crazy. Cameron finally caught him. But first, he did this hour and 13-minute interview with a young lady that goes by the name Nadeska. I believe around 40 minutes in, they start talking about what happened at his festival, what happened in his apology. So yeah, also kind of been messing around with certain stuff with the stream so I could have it come through more quickly, more clearly. It's still a little bit of a learning curve. We're trying to get things right. But in the meantime, thank you for this. I say more smoothly because we can transition very quickly to things like this. This will only take a moment. Anybody can become a member, by the way. It's literally
I love
$1.
you, Miles.
I woke up today and I start doing push-ups. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I woke up today and I start doing push-ups. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I'm buff.
Thank you.
Today. I can't lie. What the
All right. Anyways, thank you so much for becoming a member. It's literally $1. All right. So here's what's going to happen. We are going to watch a little bit of J. Cole yapping about the apology, how it affected him. We're going to find some other clips of him talking about the beef in the big 2026. I mean, do I want to keep yapping about it? Not particularly. But if J. Cole's out here yapping about it, that's news. So we're going to get into that. Let me plug in my computer so it doesn't die. That would be very unprofessional. We're just a guy out here trying to work. Let's see what the man's talking about. This is J. Cole, the Fall Off album interview at home in Fayetteville. He does talk a lot about the album. I listened to a little bit of this interview, and I think him talking about the process of creating the album is very interesting. And if you are a J. Cole fan, I'd highly recommend you watch this in full if you haven't already. But I'm not a J. Cole stan. I'm not a day one J. Cole lover, all right? I'm a guy that's just, interested in the happenings of today. So I'm pretty sure this is where he starts getting into it. Let's see what the man has to say. You should do the Hove interview. That's actually our goal. We get a couple super chats, we will hit the Jay-Z interview as well. I find a couple things interesting in that. I've seen a couple clips from that. But let's see what J. Cole is yapping about. And if you haven't already, like the video. I see 40 or so people here. I need 40 or so likes. Here we go.
It wasn't like, oh, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens. It was like,
So you wanted that space to be able to really zero in on the story.
The more I started to work, this is after Kendrick Drake, Dreamville Fest, I basically had to just gather myself. First of all, had to recover. That shit was that shit was a big whirlwind of emotions at that time.
You can tell just by the way he gets a little caught up, almost a little bit choked up when he's just thinking about talking about it. I really think that, as big a deal as the beef was in people's lives that are big hip hop fans, I think that it's very easy to overlook just how crazy it must have been for one Jermaine Lamar Cole. I'm very curious to see him talk about this in retrospect, with the benefit of hindsight. I want to believe that he finally has a very clear perspective on everything that happened. But we'll see. I don't know. I haven't watched this yet.
Did you have to meditate, how you moved through that space? Because that was one of the loudest experiences I've ever had in hip hop. Just the fallout, all the conversation around it. And I always wondered What was going through your mind?
My part in it specifically, or you mean the overall
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Okay.
You were just watching, like, because you had come off, you had this dope feature run. You
Look, I am not a body language specialist by any means, but I think that it's very interesting. Like, look at J. Cole right now. And what would you say about him based on the way he's sitting? I just feel like it's a little like she's not doing a bad job by any means. I don't think it's her at all. I actually think that him talking about this makes him feel like he clams up a bit. He just looks kind of defensive, you know? What's Chathu saying? We don't dog on him for dissing Kendrick. We dogged on him because his disses were softer than Charmin. Well. He just remembered he left. He's just cold. You know what? I didn't even think about that. It is J. Cole. It is a cold world. So maybe that's why he looks like he's in big trouble and his parents just saw his report card, even though he tried to hide it. Let's hear what he has to say.
clearly had Might Delete Later already ready to go.
Yes.
We were building up to the fall off. Cole
Yeah.
fans were like, you can't tell us nothing right now. We're outside. And then, so you're on the stage at Dreamville Fest. And I always wondered what was going through your mind in the 5 seconds before you made the apology, the 5 minutes, the 5 hours before. Was it something that you had really thought of and planned? Or did
No.
you get on the stage and felt like, I need to do this?
No, it hit me an hour before.
Okay.
But before that, I was stressing the fuck out but in the moment that the idea came to me, like via God, it's like, oh man, I lifted and I got light and I got excited. I got so excited because, you know, to tell you the 2 or 3 days before that, it was like, oh my, nah, this was terrible because I felt like
Just imagining going out in public and on stage after after him dropping the diss. He genuinely sounds like distressed. This man is concerned. He's like, oh man, I gotta go outside after dissing Kendrick. I don't know if I'm ready. At his own festival is tough.
I misrepresented myself. You know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden I'm giving life to division and to negative storylines or negative perceptions on somebody that I fuck with and got love for. You know what I mean? Somebody that I like care about. And it's like, oh shit. In my mind, of course, I mean, I could take you back to, we know why that happened.
That's so interesting. So he's just saying the reason why he was so stressed about it and why he was so upset about it, in J. Cole's own words, he's like, I'm putting negative energy into the world. You didn't think about that while you were writing it, though? Like, the whole song is a diss track. I'm not saying that he's lying, you know. I think that would just be, you know, I don't know what's in the man's heart, but it's just interesting that he has that perspective. And he's talking about how he felt right after he put it out, but it's just, did you not know that you were doing that when you were writing it? I'm confused.
Terrible because I felt like I misrepresented myself. You know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden I'm giving life to division and to negative storylines or negative perceptions on somebody that I fuck with and got love for. You know what I mean? Somebody that I like care about. And it's like, oh shit. In my mind, of course, I mean, I could take you back to, we know why that happened in the first place,
Right.
but just to answer your question.
I mean, why did it happen in the first place? You know? If I remember correctly, you said you're like Muhammad Ali, you're big as the Super Bowl, you and Drake are in GOAT discussions. You said, you know, I'm Muhammad Ali, we're the big three. And then Kendrick comes out and he's like, well, actually, there is no big three. It's just big me. I don't think that, you know, frankly, if we're being totally honest, it did not necessarily require a response from J. Cole, if we're being for real. If we're being for real. Like, he didn't even really say anything mean to you. But, you know, whatever. Interesting. He's had so much time to prepare this response, and it's still just leaving me with more questions.
That shit had me feeling terrible because I'm like, oh my God, like this shit is nasty. This shit don't feel right. And of course, leading up to it, when I was doing it, it made sense. Actually, I can't really say it made sense, but in a moment where I wasn't clear.
Nah, I think you meant it. I feel like, first of all, this is a crazy place to pause. J. Cole, you see him in real time still not knowing how he feels about it. He's like, in the moment it made sense. Actually, it didn't make sense. I think in the moment it made sense, actually. I think that like your first instinct was probably like your honest feeling on it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really expected him to come out and be like more clear about his feeling, but you know, it's a little sus. It's a little sus. Let me run this back a bit. Let me give him a fair shot.
Shit don't feel right. And of course, leading up to it, when I was doing it, it made sense. Actually, I can't really say it made sense, but in a moment where I wasn't clear, like we were just talking about, I chose to do something that didn't align. It's like putting on the fucking outfit, the Versace sweater or whatever. In a moment where I wasn't clear, I chose to go this way for reasons that I could tell you about. But all you need to know right now is like, yo, I felt miserable about it. Like literally, like my whole demeanor, my whole shit, my wife could tell. And so I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go on the stage. And
I'm sorry. I've never heard this from anybody before. I'm like having such a odd reaction to it because I don't even know how do you diss somebody and feel so bad about it? You feel terrible about it. Your wife sees you. You're miserable about it. You're clearly conflicted. But it's honestly kind of sad to see him still talking about how broken up he was about it. All you did was drop a diss, buddy. It really wasn't mean. It just really, you didn't even say anything bad. You just said To Pimp a Butterfly is boring, and everybody was like, you're wrong. Well, I guess technically speaking, I think we've come to the conclusion that Good Kid, Mad City is Kendrick's second album, which, you know, doesn't work either way. But regardless, shout out Mr. McGee. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Spread the bread. But J. Cole, miserable after dropping the 7-minute drill. Diss. Okay.
And like come out here and pretend almost like people think that I'm representing. Mike Delete Later had just dropped. It's the biggest news. Not saying Mike Delete Later is, but just the drama of all of this is the biggest news happening. And I'm coming out as a representative of what the fuck they just heard. It's like, nah. So an hour before it was like, aha. Like, yo, in a very loud manner, you know, on a very public forum on your album, you said some shit you didn't believe in. Now you got the opportunity to go on the a bigger forum, you know what I mean, a bigger stage is being live stream and say something that you believe in. And
this is just simply, on one hand, I believe that he's being honest, but he's also being honest about the fact that he wasn't honest. We knew that you didn't believe what you were saying in 7-minute drill. Like, it's very obvious. Like, it's very obvious you don't think Kendrick's music is bad. Like, you don't think his music is boring. You don't think that people are only talking about him because he's dissing. I don't know, man. I just feel like that kind of says a lot about who you are, that at that big age, you allowed yourself to get on a track and just lie. You lied. And now you're telling us that you lied. It's kind of embarrassing, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I can't think of a time where like I came out on a podcast and the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of podcast episodes that I've done and just lied. But J. Cole's like, yeah, I just said some stuff I didn't believe in. So he goes out on the Dreamville Festival stage and he's like, now I get the opportunity to, you know, be my true self, set things right. And it's like, that's good. It's good that you did that. But you lied. And you put that on the album. It wasn't even a standalone track. Like, you put it on the record. You fed in to exactly what you were trying to diss him over. Like, people are only talking about you because you're dissing. But you felt like Might Delete Later wouldn't be complete unless you put 7-minute drill on it. And it sucked. And you didn't even mean it. This is tough, man. I'm really curious to know how J. Cole fans feel about this. They're probably just like, humble goat being honest, owning up to his mistakes. I don't know. Chathu, let me know. Help.
And in that moment, I'm like, oh, thank you, God. Like, told my wife, she the only one I told. I ain't tell nobody else. I'm like, yo, this is what I'm about to go do. She start crying because she know how I feel about him. You
I'm sorry. Okay. It's not funny that J. Cole's wife is crying. It's just funny that, like, Kendrick made your wife cry. Like, the only reason you're in that situation telling your wife you're about to go apologize to Kendrick and she starts crying is because he dissed you in the Like That verse. This is... Look, it's really not that big of a deal. You know, if you are going through something that's, like, really upsetting and you're like, I'm gonna set this right for my own peace, and your wife is brought to tears, it's okay that that happens. I just don't think that we need to know that. Like, I can't believe you would share this. I can't believe you would share this. Nothing could have prepared me for this. I was about to go and apologize to Kendrick. I told my wife, she started crying. She's like, thank God. That Kendrick guy was going to be the end of us. Thank you, baby. I'm so glad you finally go to apologize. This is honestly worse than anything that Kendrick could have said. Had J. Cole's wife in tears. Jesus Christ. I can't believe he said this. You just don't have to tell us, you know. We never had to know this. This is chronologically what happened. J. Cole does first person shooter. I'm Muhammad Ali. We're big as the Super Bowl. We're two goats. Kendrick's like, J. Cole's like, we're the big three. Kendrick's like, actually, it's Big Me. J. Cole's like, actually, we're only talking about you because you're dissing. Good Kid, Mad City is boring. This is light work. I didn't even mean that. And people think the song is mid. That wasn't even my best work. I got to apologize. And his wife's like, thank you. He's going to apologize. Thank you. I would have never shared this. A lot of things happen between my wife and I. It'd probably be easy for some of you to forget that I'm married because I don't talk about what goes on in here and what's going on with us because it's none of your business, right? But here comes J. Cole. My wife was crying when she knew I was going to apologize. All right, bro.
stage is being live stream and say something that you believe in. And in that moment, I'm like, oh, thank you, God. Like, told my wife, she the only one I told. I ain't tell nobody else. I was like, yo, this is what I'm about to go do. She start crying because she know how I feel about him. You know what I mean? Like, she knows. And she saw how it was weighing on me the 2-3 days before that. She could see in my whole energy. And she would even ask me. And I'm just like, yeah, I got a lot going on right now. Like, so when I go and do it, I felt even better than I felt knowing I was going to do it. I felt like, if you'd have seen me that night, man, mind you, the demeanor of everybody around me.
I was just gonna say.
Like, damn, nigga, like my man Barry from Since the 80s.
It's got to be tough to do something that you know is going to bring peace for yourself, and then literally everybody around you being like, what is wrong with you? Why would you do that? That sucks. In a way, you know, I'm a human that shows plenty of grace and empathy. Like, I totally understand why this was so stressful for J. Cole, and I cannot imagine how rough it must have been. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, Jesus, dude, I don't know, man.
You know, he Earth Gang, signed
Love
Earth
Barry.
Gang, and yeah,
He'll always keep it real with you.
100%. That's my nigga. Like but he just sitting there like, he like, you a good dude, man. But he's almost disgusted about it. Like he's almost hurt about it. And if you would have saw me, I'm just like, bro, like I feel amazing because now the world knows how I really actually feel.
Yo, but this is what is my
Dude, that's so funny. That's so funny. One of J. Cole's homies is like, you're a really good dude, but also, I'm so disgusted with you. I can't believe you did that shit. Why would you diss him in the first place if you was just gonna apologize? Oh, it's tough being one of J. Cole's homies.
mind-blowing to me, right? The reaction that everybody had, and we'll talk more like later, especially now a couple years removed, people are still excited for the fall off. It's like shocking that even happened, the place where we're at now. But I'm amazed that you felt so good after doing that.
Oh, man, I felt
You looked
amazing.
around and you're like, I don't care how
Yo,
upset
I didn't
y'all
give a
are.
Fuck. I was so light and like, and because I knew at the end of the day, he heard me and the world heard me. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, if I never say another word on this again, like y'all see where I stand. And it's like, yo, I made in my mind, I made a wrong or right in the best way that I could.
I get it. I was gonna say, hey, yo, why don't you just text him? Why don't you just call him? But I do think that, you know, the apology or correction should be as loud as the initial disrespect, you know? You went on a track that you put on a public record to diss the guy. It makes sense that you go out publicly at your festival and be like, my bad, didn't really mean it. Love you, you know? Love you, mean it. Spread the bread. I'm glad that he found peace with it. It's still, you know, I'm glad your wife isn't crying anymore.
Yo, you did wrong. You were in the wrong. I put myself in the wrong. Now, mind you, in my mind, I had like justifications and how I thought it would go and boom, boom, boom. But in reality, when it actually played out, I was like, oh God, that was fucking stupid. And now, how do you make a wrong or right? And it just came to me like an hour before.
I gotta give you props for that. You're a brave person. It's like you said, yo, hip hop is, I love this culture, but it is scary. You know what I mean? The way people will come for you, like personally attack you for things. And the things people said after that were you really just hanging out on a beach minding your business after this?
No. But it was funny because I wasn't.
What's so scary about it, though? Like, at the end of the day, right? Hip hop, the culture of it, is a large and important thing. But when we're talking about people personally attacking you or hating on you or being disappointed in you, I feel like most of that is just on the internet, you know? I think there's a clip, I don't know if it's in this interview or in a different one, where he talks about like feeling bad for Drake or something. We'll certainly get there. And it's just log off though. Like just take a cruise, hang out on a private jet. Like this is just one of those situations where it's very, very easy to not feel bad for a rich person, you know? Let's move.
Actually at a beach, just for like a couple days, I went to this little beach spot.
In terms of rap battles, there's some who take it way too personal. I get you.
And so, but mind you, I didn't know that the I guess a meme or whatever was going around saying that. So people showing me like, bro, this is crazy. Like, you're actually at a beach, but it wasn't. But mind you, to let you.
Oh, here's the beach picture he's referring to, I believe. Hold on. This should be easy, actually. J. Cole Beach. Bam. That's. Look at this image of Kendrick. Yeah. Guy was really just. He was just trying to find peace. He was just meditating. This is kind of an iconic picture in a way. Honestly. More J. Cole podcast. No, I don't. I don't have a level of hate that some other people that make similar content to me have. I find it, I find aspects of it lame, of course, a little disappointing, but I can't hate J. Cole. He just seems like a nice guy to me that, just committed to something that he just didn't understand. It is a very chill photo. I think it's a really nice photo, actually.
Let you know though, because it kind of goes with what we were saying earlier, but I didn't finish my thought, where it's like, I did what I did and I felt light, free, like I had did the right thing for me. You know what I mean? I had made a wrong right. However, like, the world, they don't give a fuck about that. And they fucking me up. Like, in terms of like, they fucking me up basically, like my name, reputation, boom, boom. And so that was...
It's so interesting to hear him talk about this publicly. He's like, y'all might think that, it's sweet out here being rich, being successful, having millions of fans adore you, but y'all see what they're saying about me on Twitter? They light my ass up. I can't go anywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, TikTok. It's J Fold. It's coleslaw. It just doesn't stop. It's tough. But also, you could just log off. But I hear you.
Although, like, the lightness that I felt made it easier to deal with. Over time, I don't know how long that shit lasted. It felt like a very long time, but it was like over time I had to process that shit, and I had to get right, because, of course at the time it felt like the right move, and it always felt like the right move. But there were times where the thoughts of like, damn, nigga, you're fucking done right now. You know what I mean? Like, that's what the world is saying. It's over. You know what I mean? Like that shit, not that it wasn't dominant, but it was in my mind, and it was like, it brought up emotions and fears that I had to like sit with and fight. And so a part of my reaction to that was, oh man, I'm leaving out a critical part of the story. Cause
But you got some of your thoughts out on Port Antonio. That was later that year?
yeah.
Oh, thank God she brought up Port Antonio, because I feel like I was keeping that in the bag. I was gonna bring that up later, because Port Antonio does not make you look particularly good, in my opinion. You make a diss, you apologize, and you claim that brings you a certain level of peace. So why spin the block on Port Antonio and start? These are great questions, Nadeska. Make him talk about Port Antonio and what that song means. Please, I would really very much like to know.
Yes, but I'm leaving out a critical part of the story for you, in a sense that like you said, I had Mike Dilly later, and I had...
Oh, reserve your excitement. He does not address it. Damn. Okay. Well, shit.
and I had the fall off ready to go.
Yeah.
And the plan was dropping Mike Dilly later. That shit was Mike Dilly later was always dropping at the spot that it dropped. That was the date it was going to drop, right before Dreamville Fest. Of course, that song 7 Minutes Drill wasn't on it. It was the whole album minus that song.
That's so lame. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to be mean. And I also don't know why I'm apologizing. I'm just a nice guy, okay? It is so ridiculous that he is openly saying My Delete Later was always going to drop on that date at that time. It was done, set, ready to go. But I just had to add 7 Minute Drill. Fucking stupid. It's so dumb. It's really dumb, J. Cole.
And then I had the fall off coming like 8 weeks later, mind you. So it was like,
Wow.
I had to fall off.
The fall off was supposed to drop 2 months after Might Delete Later. I'm sorry, man. If I was a J. Cole fan, I would just be pissed. I'm not gonna lie. So you're telling me we were supposed to get the fall off 2 years ago, but you were so upset about the beef that you were like, I'm just not in the space for it. I just can't do it. I know y'all want the fall off, and honestly, it's actually done, But did y'all hear what Kendrick and Drake said about me? I can't do it. I can't do it. I need 2 more years. Jesus Christ, man. You know what? I appreciate the honesty, but just never-ending ammo for J. Cole haters. It's tough out here.
Coming probably like 2 months after that, right? Here's the asterisk next to I had the fall off coming. I was finishing the album. I was on tour with Drake. And if you would have heard me talk about the fall off, probably for the 4 or 5 months prior to almost releasing the album, what you would have heard is me and E both. This is my man. You would have heard us talk about the fall off like this. Man, let's get this shit the fuck out and be done with this shit. Like, come on, bro. We had been working on it for 8 years at that point. So we were exhausted and the music was fire, but we were damn near over it. You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, this shit is taking a long time. It's like, let's put this shit out. And I genuinely thought that I was like done. Like how I feel now, like hella inspired. Like I was not at that point. I was like exhausted. I had gave everything in my mind. You know what I mean? From the feature run to the off season, to Might Delete Later, to everything that I had done.
My God, that was an amazing time. Just sorry to interrupt, to just be a J. Cole fan. Like you have to know, like, sorry, continue.
No, I appreciate it. I mean,
She's so sweet. She's being so nice. This is a very nice interview. I don't know a lot of background. You know, I'm never the person that will pretend that they know something that they don't. But my understanding is this is a person that's known J. Cole for a while. They've had like a long time connection. J. Cole was on a really nice run, and he did have really great momentum. And it's actually quite unfortunate that he felt the need to more or less take the like that bait and frankly just make a fool of himself. I think that's kind of what's most sad about the situation is, you know, what happened to Drake? Kendrick did that to him, right? And the animosity that Drake fans have towards Kendrick, it's like Drake was doing things to Kendrick. He was actively accusing him of things, you know? But J. Cole would have been fine doing nothing. But he really stepped in it. None of it was necessary.
I had the same amount of fun. You know what I mean? Like I enjoyed it that much too. But they hit a stretch right before we were going to put the album out where I was exhausted.
Yeah.
And I talked about the album negatively. Like no lie. If you would have heard us, like you see me on stage with Drake, I think I used to do this part in the show where I'd be like, yeah, I've been working on this album. It's almost done. But I'm like, I've been working on this album so fucking long. You can hear the pain damn near in my voice. But I really genuinely was over it. And I thought I was truly done because I couldn't write shit. There was like 3-month stretch where it's like, I couldn't write a verse, nothing worthwhile. And I had prayed and I was like, God, let me know when it's time. I had did that many times. Like, yo, let me know when it's time. Like when it's really time for this album to come out and it's really time for me to be done, let me know. And I thought he was showing me that it was time because I was over it. I couldn't write shit. I thought like, yo, I guess I've said everything that I have to say. And here it is, the fall off, and here go Might Delete Later, and I'm done. So mind you, what happens, happens. The world is fucking me up.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm like, yo, they shitting on you right now. Like everything you've built, you know what I mean? Like everything you think you've built is like, yo, they just fucking you up. You catch.
It's so sad that he had this view though. Like, hold on, give me a second. I gotta come out of this. I'm always trying to like show off a fit. That's not true. I would have liked to show off this fit, but it's just too hot in here. Give me a second. What do I have it under this? Hold on. Oh, something like, okay. I think that J. Cole, there is some benefit to him having this feeling because then his fans were able to get songs like Quick Stop, for example, But it's really unfortunate that J. Cole thought that because he was getting this hate, this backlash, that suddenly like his legacy was tarnished. Everything that he's done his entire career is just trash at this point. Because yeah, if anything, he should have felt this way about Grippy, not not the whole 7-minute drill thing. But honestly, you know, it's just, I wish that J. Cole, and everybody can be guilty of this at times. I mean, I have this on a itty bitty small little level, right? I get any amount of hate, and, you know, it's very easy to lean into that instead of lean into the majority opinion, which is people like you. People like what you put out, think you're cool. You could just lean into that. J. Cole, he was letting the hate consume him. You can't let that happen.
In these hands from the world, basically. And how do you feel about that? I mean, like, I'm in a good place, so it's like it's not fucking with me too much, but damn. I mean, I am hearing it. Mind you, not because I'm seeing it. I could tell because at this point I had to even get off my YouTube. Because every other motherfucking video, I just want to watch random documentaries but every other video that I see is like some shit like about me damn near. So
I'm sorry. It's just really funny to imagine J. Cole, just like any one of you derps, is just refreshing his YouTube, just looking for something chill to relax to, and unfortunately J. Cole's coming across like the latest deleted video talking about how much he's trash. He's coming across like a Culture United where 7 people might dedicate an hour to his apology and how pathetic it is. That's tough, man. J. Cole can't even get on YouTube.com without seeing hit pieces. That's tough. That's tough. It's very easy to say just ignore the hate, but it's like you can't even just do what you normally do. You can't relax at all. But also, again, what does that say about J. Cole that his algorithm is filled with stuff about him? Are you consuming that content? Let's not pretend like we don't know how YouTube works, okay? Because if you tell YouTube enough times that you're not interested in content about J. Cole, you'll stop seeing it. You played yourself. You got exposed. I'm sorry. I've been a consumer of YouTube too long, and I have now been doing the job too long to pretend as if that's something that just happens on accident, okay? You were seeking that J. Cole hate content. You wanted to see what people were saying about you. You are sitting here acting as if somebody is forcing that on you when you are actively seeking it. You need to take care of yourself and stop blaming it on Google. I'm not buying it. I believe that those videos exist. I've seen a lot of them. But, you know, don't act brand new. Don't act like we don't know how YouTube.com works. It's your own fault. I promise you it is.
I had to get off that. But I knew it was getting bad because people were calling to check on me and texting me to check on me. Like, hey, you good, bro? Like,
I would have done the same thing
right.
if I could have.
That's actually really funny. Okay. You know what? It's even worse than I thought. Hey, bro. I just heard you apologize to Kendrick. Are you okay? Nah, you can never diss anybody again. I'm sorry. You can't. I understand why people feel the way they do about J. Cole talking tough on songs. Again, 2 things can be true. Like, I truly admire the vulnerability here, but also like, Jesus, dude. He's like, yeah, I had people personally hitting me up like, so you dissed, and then you apologized, and I just want to make sure you're all right. I know they lighten your ass up. I'm just checking in.
and to check on me and texting me to check on me. Like, hey, you good, bro? Like,
I would have done the same thing if I could have. Yeah, we were worried.
So mind you, I am good.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking in my mind, like, oh, they must be tearing me the fuck up because people are checking on me like you know, as if they think I'm in a bad place. You know
Pulse
what I mean?
check.
So I'm asking myself, yo, how do you feel about this? They fucking you up. How do you feel about that? I mean, obviously it don't feel good, but like, you know, can you control any of that? What's happening right now? Nah, I can't control none of that. No. Did you ever come down here to this fucking beat machine right here, make a beat, write a song so that people that you never met in your life, or even if you met them in your life, would say great things about you at all times? Is that why you actually came down here and did that? And it was like, you know, I'm talking to myself. It's like, nah, that's not why I did this. Okay, why did you start doing this shit in the first place? Why did you walk down those steps right there? Thank God my parents let me like play this shit loud. I used to have these speakers loud as fuck. Make a beat on this beat machine. Why did you do that? And why did you sit here and write your first songs and your first raps? Me and my man said used to sit right in this room and write on Friday nights. We just come down here and just write. Why did you do that? I did it because I loved it.
You know what? I'm glad. I'm glad that we had this period of self-reflection. Truly, the only way that you're ever going to get comfortable with yourself is if you literally get comfortable with yourself by potentially having uncomfortable conversations with yourself. Why do I do what I do? How did I get here in the first place? I can't think about what's happening right now. What led up to that point? How was I before this? Am I not still that person? Have I not still achieved these things? This is some nice game here. I appreciate this.
Like I genuinely like fell in love with doing it. I was so excited about it. Boom, boom. Aha. Next question. This is a conversation I'm having with myself. Maybe in a meditation, maybe after a meditation or whatever. The next question is, aha, you did that because you loved it. Do you currently love this shit right now? Do you currently love it right now? Mind you, that world is fucking me up. You know what I mean? I may be on that beach on that day, but I'm not on that beach like, oh, I'm on that beach soul searching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, why did you ever do this shit in the first place? Oh, cause you loved it. Do you love it right now? And I had to.
This is so funny. Cole is gonna be such an obnoxious but kind old man. He's already kind of coming off like a old man that really wants you to believe that, you know, I'm definitely okay. I'm definitely doing all right. I've certainly thought of everything. I've absolutely figured everything out now. I see the vision. All right, Cole.
Like sit there for a second and go like, oh shit. Oh my God. Like, no. Like, I mean, I love it, but it's like, yeah, you love it, you say, but what are you doing that actively shows any love for this thing that you fell in love with?
Dissing Kendrick and apologizing. Making Grippy. It's really funny. It's really funny. J. Cole is like, what can you do to show these people how much you love the game? What are we giving back to it?
She like my kick game. And when you meet on kick game, I put her front row to Nick game. Now she in my phone with a nickname. It's Grippy.
I gotta show people that I still love it. You know, I gotta show people why I got in this in the first place.
Grippy.
Grippy.
I call it that because it's grippy.
Thank goodness that we got that period of self-reflection. Otherwise, we might have never gotten that masterpiece. This is why it's important to have those conversations with yourself. You have to understand. You got to remember why you did it in the first place.
You don't listen to this shit no more. You don't even fucking want to do this shit no more. Like you talking about this album you've been working on for 8 years. Listen to how you talking about your own album. Man, let's get this shit the fuck out, man, and just be done, man, and just go ride off into the sunset, bro, and you know what I mean? Like that's how you want to put out your last album? Like I say all that to say like that I didn't mention, I should have led with this. But when that shit happened and I did what I did on the Dreamville stage and the world was fucking me up, it was the biggest blessing I could have received. No bullshit, because it led me to this conversation with myself right here where I was like, oh shit. Like, nigga, that's how you want to go out? Like,
you know what? I mean, part of me believes that, but it's kind of unfortunate that he had to fuck himself up to come to that conclusion. Yeah, we're still definitely going to talk about Port Antonio. But first of all, thank you for this. This is huge. I very much appreciate that. Hold on. deserves his time, of course. Shout out Miles, man. I hope he's doing all right, because every time I tap in, he doesn't look like he's doing well, but you know, I'm grateful for this.
I love you, Miles.
I woke up today and I start doing push-ups. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I woke up today and I start doing push-ups. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I'm buff. I'm looking strong today, I can't lie. What the fuck, I'm looking good today, I can't lie. It must be something in the water. Nah, well, you better hide your fucking daughter. Y'all, all these push-ups got a nigga looking real buff. Yeah, I'm the workout master. Can't you tell? Feel like The Rock. Can you smell? All these damn push-ups got me looking like I'm buff now. All these damn push-ups got me looking.
Thank you. Is that the best push-up song ever made? I know somebody else has a song called Push-Ups, but I don't know if it's touching that. I don't know.
Like, you want to drop the fall off. You've been working on this bitch 8 years. You want to go out feeling like, oh, man, let's get this shit out and just ride off. Like, that's how, I don't give a fuck how fire the album is. That's how you want to feel about it? You want to feel tapped out and you can't write another verse? And I was like, fuck no, I don't want to feel like that.
Okay, but also, wouldn't that be like the actual best time to drop the fall off? I mean, I understand you not wanting to feel that way personally, but if the album is quote unquote finished and it's about to drop 2 months from the Dreamville Festival, and you actually don't feel motivated and you actually aren't in love with it anymore, wouldn't it make sense to drop an album called The Fall Off at that time? Kind of tripped yourself up with the title, but it's your album, man. You can do whatever you want.
We're like, well, how do you want to feel? Well, shit. When I put out The Fall Off, I want to feel fucking inspired. Like, I can go do 3 more albums. Like, I hate how I feel right now. Like, this shit whack. Like, I don't want to be like talking about the album like this or like feeling like I ain't got shit to say. All right, then. So can you control that? Oh yeah, I can control that. Oh, you've been here many times before, right? Yeah, I have been in a space many times where I've had to like light my flame back and fall back in love with this shit. All right, so you know what to do. Yeah, I do know what to do. But this time you got to do it a little different. Like, don't do exactly what you did before. So that conversation was such a realization for me, and it set me on a mission of like falling back in love with this shit. And so too, I know I'm answering like 4 questions ago because I was
I'm with you.
taking a roundabout way to get here. But the reason why it became a double album is because I fell back in love with this shit and my pen got on fire. Like, over the course of the next few months, it's like I just became obsessed with this shit. I felt like I was 16 years old. And really what it came down to was spending time with this thing that I love, listening to this thing that I love, listening to artists. I would do this back in the days. Like, if I get in a little funk, of course you're gonna go play Reasonable Doubt, nigga, of course.
I do think, like, I'm very glad that he had this conversation with himself, because even though how he participated in that thing a couple years ago, the diss, the apology, etc., even though obviously nobody liked it and initially he didn't like it either, it did give us songs like I Love Her Again, which is probably the best song on The Fall Off. So I do see how struggles like that, people absolutely flaming you, your friends checking up on you, your wife crying, all of this stuff can motivate you to put out better work. I agree. At this point, I will always rate J. Cole, but it's damned if you do and damned if you don't, and I would have preferred if he didn't. Yeah. Every Cole fan say thank you, Kendrick. That's really funny. I mean, if Kendrick didn't call you out on Like That, The Fall Off would have been half its length. Those are just the facts. I'm just telling you what J. Cole said. It's a weird domino effect, you know, but that is the sequence of events. He's still in his role after The Fall Off, but it is no longer for his album. It's for his credibility. That's very interesting. I didn't really think about it that way. Like, some of this isn't really about the... Actually, a good portion of this isn't about the album. But, you know,
Like, you done been there mad time.
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to go play Aquemini. Of course. You're going to play Illmatic. You're going to boom, boom. Yeah, nigga, we know.
I love J. Cole. I'm sorry. I love that J. Cole is trying to like. I am so much more forgiving generally, but I do feel like J. Cole is over here like, this is what I listen to. This is how you know that I really love hip hop. I mean, you are gonna go listen to Illmatic, Stankonia, the MF Doom joint. You are gonna go listen to these hip hop classics. I know ball. I promise.
Man, I was listening to shit shit that I overlooked or never looked at or lifted my nose up to or just never even heard about. You know what I mean? Or heard about, but vaguely checked out.
And this is all hip hop.
All hip hop, for sure. And it was like, yo, you gotta, like, when you was down here, you have to be in love with that shit. What were you doing, man? I was listening. I was immersed. And once I had kids, it's like, yo, I'm not personally comfortable. I'm very grateful. I grew up in this house with my mom and eventually my stepfather, who had no regard for what the fuck I heard or watched. You know what I mean? Like, I got a stepfather who put me on the pot at 6, 7 years old. Thank God I can't do that. Like I can't play, you know what I mean?
Yeah, nah.
Like, I can't play that for my kids. And by the way, Pac was maybe one of the best he played. It was like, you know, he had Ice-T albums, you know what I mean? Cube albums. It was straight gangster rap. And I'm grateful though, because I'm riding to school with Pour Out a Little Liquor playing like every day. I'm 10 years old. I started young, kicking dust, man. Living rough. You watch your mouth around my mama, you couldn't cuss, man. I had that experience. I'm not comfortable yet, and I don't know if it's right or wrong. I'm not judging myself or anybody else for what they do. But I'm not comfortable playing my favorite songs around my kids yet, because the content, you know what I mean, is sexual, is violent, is boom, boom. I don't
I'm
want
the
nobody.
same. That's why it's
There
so
we
hard
go.
when albums drop on Friday.
You know, I actually really appreciate this. In a way, what J. Cole is saying, and tell me if I'm wrong, he is low-key dissing himself, but it's coming from an honest place. I feel like rarely does J. Cole say something that isn't like a double-edged sword in a way. But I did this when I did a relatively in-depth review of 2014 Forest Hills Drive. And I was like, some of the language here is needlessly profane. Some of the concepts aren't as deep as he thinks they are. And he's like, I can't play my own music around my kids. And I'm like, that doesn't really surprise me that you're saying that, because in hindsight, some of that stuff doesn't hit. It doesn't. First things first, recipe Uncle Phil. For real, you the only father that I ever knew. I get my bitch pregnant, I'm gonna be a better you. Is that really necessary, J. Cole? Do we have to? Do we have to speak about women this way? There are many, many, many examples from J. Cole's best work where it is just the writing is very surface level, and it's very needlessly explicit in places that it doesn't need to be. And I think it's nice that he's kind of come full circle and realized that, you know, I'm not even as proud of my work as some of my biggest fans are, it seems.
And I have to have an opinion Monday.
Yes.
When am I supposed to do that
There you
with two
go.
little kids running around?
There you go.
You know, it's stressful. But
So I found myself, not to cut you off, but I found myself in a place where music hadn't been an active part of my daily life like it was before I had kids.
I heard that and I love her again.
There you go. That was my life. You know what I mean?
She's great. She's clearly like a fan of the music, and she also knows how to like lead the conversation by leaning back into the music, because I think that's supposed to be the point of the interview. The Fall Off album interview.
Like I didn't realize that, like, yo, I was so distant from it. And once I came back to it intentionally, and I started taking these, like, you know, 4-day trips, to get some solitude, because that's another thing I learned in that experience. It's like, oh shit, I should know this by now because I've been doing it so long. But I realized like, yo, I'm lethal and at my best when I have solitude. When I can wake up, I go to sleep making a beat, flipping a sample, chopping a sample, or I go to sleep. And if I'm in a hotel room by myself or in an apartment by myself, I'll get tired. I'll just close the laptop with the beat like right where it was, go to sleep, wake up in 7 or 8 hours on the dot, open my eyes, open the laptop back up, and press play and start working on a beat. This is the shit that I was doing when I was a kid. So,
And you learned that on after a Sideline Story, right? Didn't you realize like you recording
She knows everything.
in that space is what you needed and not being forced to go to the studio and be around people and try to figure it all out?
yes, it's funny how we have to learn the same lessons sometimes over, like
For them
over and
to
over.
stick.
You know what I mean? Because I ain't had kids at that point, so it's like I had to relearn that lesson with kids. It's like, yo, it's probably more productive for you to take a 2-day, 3-day trip where you could be alone and write. But all of that to say, in that stretch of that summer and that fall, and just since then, I've been so in love with this shit and so inspired. And that's why the album became a double album. Because songs like I Love Her Again or What If or Quick Stop or 39 Intro were born from this reignition of my pen. So then
You know what? I'm happy for you. I mean, it's a little bit embarrassing and it's very easy to pick at if you're a Cole detractor by saying, you know, if not for the Like That verse, you wouldn't have found your love for hip hop again. Not a one-to-one thing, but that is the first domino that triggered, you know, this series of events. That is really funny. But all in all, you know, this is one of those situations where I don't even think the start of the journey is as important as, you know, what came from it, which is a double album that his fans are very happy with. And one could argue, hold on, let me look at this. It's funny, I had Like That pulled up already.
My temperament bipolar, I choose violence.
Yeah, that led into the fall off. And looking at the second half of this album, most people's favorite are this 39 intro. I think that the fall off is inevitable, is one of his best tracks ever, and was a great single. Erykah Badu on here for the Villas, an instrumental that we use now for the podcast. Old Dog is an extremely hype song. Life Sentence is very sweet. It's about his wife. I Love Her Again, arguably the best song on the album. Pretty much all of this stuff, with the exception of What If. But the way that he's talking about falling in love with hip hop again, I could see why he would be inspired to write a song like What If. That doesn't mean that the execution is perfect and everybody will appreciate it, but you know, I think it's better for him and for his fans that he does it than doesn't do it, you know? The world's going to feel a certain way about it, and I'm obviously not in J. Cole's league when it comes to creativity and content and output and reach, but sometimes I don't put out ideas because I feel like, you know, it's not going to be perfectly executed or not everybody will tap into it. But more often than not, people that appreciate what you do are going to like just the fact that you're creating it all. So, you know, good for him.
But then it became like, yo, how the fuck could I leave these off? How could I shed this down? That would be untrue. That'd be like Stevie Wonder making songs in the key of life. Thank God that shit didn't drop today. Can you imagine if Songs in the Key of Life dropped a double disc and people had to like spend their Friday night at 12 o'clock listening to all of these songs just to be like, how does shit feel long? It's Songs in the Key of Life. Like, is he supposed to, should he have picked the best, all of them hits?
It's really funny that J. Cole says this, but the fall off, and honestly, this is my fault. Actually, I don't know if I knew how long the album would be until it came out. Like, I decided to listen to the fall off right when it dropped, and the idea that anybody should be expected to consume an hour and 41 minutes of J. Cole starting at midnight. Terrible idea. It's a terrible idea.
No, but they all valid. They all got you this classic. You know what I mean? Like, and of course, you take the ones you want and you put them in your pocket, but that doesn't diminish the greatness and the effort and the zone he hit when he was making that album that birthed those songs. But we live in a generation where it's like, first of all, I hate the album drop at 12 o'clock. Why the fuck an album? You wouldn't disrespect a movie like that. Imagine if you had to go see a movie, but you could only see it at 12 midnight. If you wanted to be first to see it, you had to go 12 midnight on.
Oh, so you agree? Okay, but Chathu, you're gonna have. Okay, first of all, it's really funny that even he knows it's hard to listen to his album at midnight. That's hilarious. But I'm gonna put that to the side for a second. I think it's kind of ridiculous that J. Cole is upset that his album dropped at midnight. Like, is it not your album? Like, do you not get to decide when it drops? Do we not remember Tyler, the Creator, releasing his album at like 5 a.m. on a Monday morning? Do you, at this huge age, don't have the ability to just have your album drop at a different time? I know it probably feels like I'm harping on this for no reason, but it's just, you annoy me, J. Cole. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm the most charitable person to J. Cole in the hip hop discourse community, but it's just funny that he's like complaining about when his album drops. Like it's your album. I'm not trying to hear it.
Let me play
I don't care.
song for you on the world's smallest violin.
No one feels bad.
A Friday night. Like, niggas is tired by 12. Like, yo, I'm grateful. Anybody that listen to my shit, 24 songs on the first night at 12 o'clock and made it through, thank you. Like, and if you didn't, I don't even blame you. It's 12 o'clock.
You know what? You know what's really funny about this? J. Cole fans. Oh no, my steak is too buttery. J. Cole fans were actually mad that people were calling the album boring and too long. And J. Cole is here himself saying, I don't blame you for thinking it's too long when it came out at midnight. I think this is where the term dissonance comes from. Like, you just should be able to appreciate liking what you like and not worrying about what other people think about what you enjoy. Because J. Cole is sitting here telling you, like, I don't even blame you if you aren't staying up to listen to my album. And he made the shit.
12. Like, yo, I'm grateful. Anybody that listen to my shit, 24 songs on the first night at 12 o'clock and made it through, thank you. Like, and if you didn't, I don't.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Because it wasn't easy. It was tough. As somebody that listened to it the moment it came out, that was a marathon of endurance. It was not an easy feat. I had to keep reminding myself that it was good for me. It might have been good for the channel. It was a nice community building thing. But I appreciate you saying thank you. Because nobody should be expected to do that. Shit is not hype enough to expect me to do that. To expect anybody to do that.
I don't even blame you. It's 12 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? So, like, that shit bothers me. I'm doing a lot of rambling, you know what I mean? But
Yo,
these are
like
my
I said,
thoughts.
it might be another 15 years till we talk
there we
again.
go.
So
J. Cole talking about how he's doing too much rambling when it's literally an interview about him. Like me going on a podcast and being like, I'm yapping too much. It's definitely something I've done, as if it's not my thing.
oh, we got to, but I'm glad you didn't cut Disc 2 because a lot of my favorite songs are in Disc 2. 39 intro. Okay, there's no way. I was wondering. I was like, he must have recorded this after all of that happened. The line about, they're trying to put my neck in a noose
Yes.
is not happening.
Yes.
But also that song is so funny because I turned it on and I was like, okay, Cole's on his apparently right now. We're singing. Where is this going? I thought the whole song was going to be like that. I was like,
She is such a big fan of him, and I think that makes this interview go really well and allows him to open up. But it's funny to be like, as somebody that, is a casual J. Cole fan that's appreciated him for the better part of like a decade and a half, it's funny for her to say on 39 intro, you were on your apparently, because he sounds like terrible. He sounds terrible on apparently, in my opinion. And on 39 intro, he sounds all right. Sounds like Logic when he's singing, but yeah, it sounds all right.
This guy is like funny. He's just going for it. You do not care at this point. And then the beat switches, and I was like, oh, this is one of my favorite Cole songs of all time. It's like, the shit is just so effortless. It feels like you were sitting in this chair the way you are right now, kind of slouched down, just rapping the second half of that song. And like the flow is crazy. That's one of the songs that unlocked the album for me. You know, like certain.
You know, some Cole fans, and she is one of them, like the fact that he is rapping like he's slouching. And listen, I feel like I'm the perfect person to talk about this because I don't love him and I don't hate him, okay? The tone that is used for the rapping at the end of 39 intro is like kind of annoying to me. But I won't deny like the rhyme scheme and the wordplay and the flow, like it's all good, but she's like, "Oh, how you're just rapping like you're slouched, like you're sitting right now." I personally don't like my raps like that, but you know, I think that's just a matter of preference.
This chair, the way you are right now, kind of. The shit is just so effortless. It feels like you were sitting in this chair the way you are right now, kind of slouched down, just rapping the second half of that song. And like the flow is crazy. That's one of the songs that unlocked the album for me. You know, like certain songs just hit and you're like, oh, now I can like go back and start from the top again.
That's fire. Thank you.
Amazing.
I appreciate that. The first half of that song has existed for a while, and it's one that like was the intro at one point. That was how I was starting the entire album at one point. Was with Magnus. We just called it Magnus. Magnus had a second half with a beat. When we were making it, we got some footage too I seen the other day of us making it. And while we were making it, I'm like, oh, this would be hard if right at this point we and we go to some hard ass beat, boom, boom. And for a while, the hard ass beat that we had there, I ain't like, it was too generic to me. Like it was hard, but it was like too current damn near, you know what I mean? And so eventually Magnus, because I didn't like the second half, it kind of fell by the wayside. Sadly though, there's one of them songs I'm like, fuck, I wish I could have a home for it. And then in the when my pen was ignited on one of these trips, I wrote 39 intro, matter of fact. I wrote it. One of these conversations with Eve where we were structuring the album and trying to figure out like maybe what could start this 39. He was like, yo, it could be maybe Magnus. But he's like, yo, I just feel like we need like a harder second half. Like, cause I know you don't like that other second half. I'm like, yo, I did write this shit the other day. Let me play it for you. I think I had a voice note or something that I recorded.
Yeah, he's yapping. He's yapping about rapping. He's rambling. Now, what I want to do for you all, which I think is going to be even more entertaining than what we were just getting from Cole. It's very obvious that the Kendrick and Drake beef drastically changed the entire trajectory of not just the creation of his album, but how he felt about himself. Like, it sounds like it not only affected him, it affected everybody around him, it affected his family. His wife was crying, which is still crazy that he told us that. Babe, I'm gonna go apologize to Kendrick. Yes. Like, I wouldn't have said that, but okay, you know, whatever. Let's see what the comments are saying on this particular interview. I do like the fact, yeah, his wife was crying. He said that. I didn't come up with that. That's not a rumor. He said that. He was like, I told her I was about to go apologize, and she was crying because she knew how much I loved Kendrick, and she knew how miserable I was. Let's see. He needs to do a Tiny Desk concert. Complete interview without the boom boom. Not a complete interview without the boom boom. Yeah. 29 means 40 boom booms. 10. I say that to say that's funny. I should have read this before. I could have been drinking for each one. Interviewer that made this interview even better. I mean, I think that it's nice to have interviews that are done by people that understand the subject and are familiar with their work. Like, I think that's really good. I could have sworn, somebody remind me to look this up on Twitter. I could have sworn I just saw this clip where somebody was like, Joe Budden asked DaBaby about this guy, but Joe Budden didn't know that the guy died from an overdose or something like that. Every time I see something like that, I'm like, we gave the wrong people a platform. Shout out to Nadeska. Shout out J. Cole for sharing a little bit too much, but I think that his fans ultimately will appreciate it. I want to show you all. I'm going to go to Reddit Actually, should I hit Twitter or Reddit first? I'm gonna save Reddit for later. Let's go to Twitter and see what people are saying about this, because I listened to a little bit more of the interview because, you know, I care. I care about what J. Cole's talking about what's going on. But I know a lot of people are just into the Kendrick and Drake stuff, which I totally understand because that's the most compelling parts. So this is not fixed. It's not rigged. It's not planned. I'm on twitter.com. I'm typing in Kendrick and J. Cole, and let's see what the people are saying. Oh, wait, is this the clip that... Oh, this is the clip from the upcoming interview. J. Cole says he found it disgusting. Okay, all right. I think this is what you all are here for. I did not know about this. This is a clip. It's a teaser from an interview that's coming out tomorrow. Every time I hear J. Cole say his wife cried, I think of the old Rocky IV movie where Adrian yells at Drago, "You can't, you can't win. Throw the damn towel." All right. Let's see what J. Cole's saying about Drake, because it's very important that we're mindful of how Drake feels about everything.
The Drake and Kendrick thing got totally out of hand. Do you think it spiraled out of control?
The world, right away, the world became like politics. You're either Democrat or Republican. You're either Kendrick or you Drake. And you have to, you got to pick a side, boom, boom. And I felt like the nigga that was like, just...
Oh, we got our boom, boom. Wing Wong Wednesday came early.
You're either Kendrick or you Drake. And you have to, you got to pick a side, boom, boom. And I felt like the nigga that was like, disgusted both ways damn near. You know what I mean?
Okay, disgusted both ways damn near? Were you disgusted or are you not? I've never been damn near disgusted. Why is it so hard for J. Cole to just definitively say how he feels about something? I'm not trying to hate, but like I see where people get this from. This shit happened 2 years ago and you're still like, I'm damn near disgusted both ways, kind of. What?
You know what I mean? So when you say, did it get out of hand? It's like, creatively, that's not my place to say.
Right.
But I think the out of...
I mean, you could. At what point are you your own person? Why am I getting mad? Why can't you speak on it creatively? Why? Why can't you say, I liked this song. I liked this song. I feel like this is where it went too far. Who are you afraid of? What is going on? I genuinely don't understand why he can't talk about the songs.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So when you say, did it get out of hand? It's like, creatively, that's not my place to say.
Right.
But I think the out of hand that I think is like, to me, is like disgusting how people try to use that opportunity, either show how they really felt about Drake the whole time, or just like pile on
That's a fact.
and tear this dude down and like,
Oh, brother. Oh, bro. Oh, Drake. Oh, God. People just use this moment to talk about how much they hate Drake. They must have already hated him, but now they really could. Kendrick gave them permission. I thought you were disgusted both ways. I thought we were disgusted both ways. I guess nobody said anything bad about the other guy.
like create a narrative as if he's not great. It was a whole campaign and probably still is to this day.
Right.
So on one hand, it's like, yo,
Oh God, the owls are gonna eat this up. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God. There's a campaign. J. Cole knows it. He's part of the industry. There is a whole campaign to defame Drake. Oh, brother.
pile on
That's a fact.
and tear this dude down and like create a narrative as if he's not great. It was a whole campaign and probably still is to this day.
Right.
So on one hand, it's like,
The campaign to say that Drake isn't great isn't really a real thing, in my opinion. At least for like rational people. For those of you that don't like Drake or don't like his music, You probably felt that way before the beef. Me personally, just because I currently feel like Drake is in the lamest era of his career, I don't automatically now think, you know what? Take Care was actually trash. Nothing was the same. Very lame. You know what? Maybe I didn't really like Views in college. Like, I don't feel that way. J. Cole, once again, is allowing himself to like feed in to negative shit online. Nobody is pretending like Drake doesn't have hits or he didn't sell. All right, bruh. We get it. You love Drake.
It's like, yo, I feel weird, and they're gonna make headlines out of this. Just like when I see Kendrick get the moment he had, the pop out, the stadium, the Super Bowl,
The Grammys.
I'm like, I'm just as proud of this nigga as I was when I knew him back then. But I
This doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. It's disgusting how people were piling on Drake. But I see the pop out, and I'm so proud of Kendrick. That's piling on Drake. What is wrong with you, J. Cole? The Super Bowl, he's like, say, Drake, you don't think that's piling on Drake? I don't. This is fucking stupid. I genuinely don't understand. All you have to do is not. This can't be healthy, right? Am I missing something? Does this not sound like somebody talking out of both sides of their neck? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Y'all are seeing this happen in real time, right? I hate how people pile on Drake. I see Kendrick doing the pop out in the Super Bowl, and I love that. I'm so proud of him. Okay.
But I also hate that for Drake, and I hate how the world turns on.
So maybe it's my fault because I didn't let him finish. You simultaneously love a thing for Kendrick that is shitting on Drake. Am I hearing that right?
To this day.
Right.
So on one hand, it's like, yo, I feel weird, and they're gonna make headlines out of this. Just like when I see Kendrick get the moment he had, the pop out, the stadium, the Super Bowl,
The Grammys.
I'm like, I'm just as proud of this nigga as I was when I knew him back then. But
Does he know what Kendrick got the Grammys for? Does he know that the 5 Grammys are for Not Like Us? Nah, if I was a Drake fan, I would genuinely hate him. I don't understand. I don't understand how you watch this as a Drake fan and you're not like, this motherfucker's out of his mind. He's out of his mind.
But I also hate that for Drake, and I hate how the world turns on him. And simultaneously, I'm over here like, man, I hope Iceman go crazy.
You know, how J. Cole feels about himself and his music is entirely separate from how he feels about Kendrick and Drake stuff. He clearly, like, he doesn't know. He just doesn't know. I've never felt this way about anything. But it's very clear, if nothing else, he's conflicted. I've never seen somebody so conflicted in all my days. I love that Kendrick got 5 Grammys for calling Drake a pedophile. But I do kind of hate that for Drake. That shit makes no sense. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. You can't say, Kendrick, congrats on the Grammys. It's tough for Drake, though. I mean, you could. I guess a neutral person could feel that way. Like, if you knew nothing about either of them, you could simultaneously hold those opinions. But the fact that you know both of them doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm not saying that you have to pick a side, but I do think it's interesting that he says people piled on Drake. And I know this is just a clip. Maybe in a different part of this podcast, he says he also feels bad for people piling on Kendrick, because he says people piled on Drake as if there isn't an entire community of people that are looking into this thing that happened 15, 20 years ago, trying to convince people that Kendrick's children aren't his, or he beats Whitney. I guess he doesn't count that as piling on. I guess that's whatever. I don't know, man. I don't really give a fuck either way. Like, Kendrick's gonna be fine regardless. Drake's rich as fuck. Like, they're all fine. I just think Cole's talking about it in such a weird way. It would make more sense if he was like, I just wish it never got to that point for both of them. Because also, we'll come back to this. If you look at Port Antonio, this is just a quick, exercise here. I'm gonna hit Command F and type in Drake. Drake, you'll always be my friend. I ain't ashamed to say you did a lot for me, my friend. Fuck all the narratives. Okay. You love Drake. He's your best pal, and you'll never be ashamed to say that. Now, alternatively, let's look for... Oh, interesting. Kendrick's name doesn't show up in Port Antonio. But you know what does show up in Port Antonio? Algorithm niggas just to sway the whole thing. Algorithm bot. So there's bots. So bots are being used, according to you, in Port Antonio. But in the same track, you're like, I love you, Drake. So I'm assuming, who are the bots for? Who are they against? I don't get it, dog. I really don't understand. I don't know what we want people to know anymore. I really don't understand. I don't know. I think we'll just never really know how J. Cole feels about the whole thing. Why even talk about it if you aren't going to take an actual stance on anything? Would it be so unacceptable for J. Cole to just be like, Kendrick won? Or even if he thought that Drake won, you could say that too. But it's just, I don't know. You claim that you have this place in hip hop and you're one of the pioneers of like a generation, but you have no opinion. You just feel bad for everybody. He just wants Drake fans to buy fall off tickets. That's probably what it is. This is something that I guess I didn't consider, if I'm being honest, because I'm not out here trying to market a tour. Power of friendship ass rapper. When you think about it, right? You can't really celebrate Kendrick's success or Drake's downfall too much on either side. But alternatively, in a way, you still are kind of making Drake fans have a reason to hate you. Anyways, let me see what else is going on. This is what happens when I type in Kendrick and J. Cole. Oh, shock. Am I gonna listen to this? I'm not gonna listen to this. Let me listen to like a couple seconds of it.
Okay? This is not no proprietary information. I'm just a nigga. Brother, I think both Kendrick and Drake look at you like a fuck nigga.
All right. Well, I mean, Wackademics has spoken. Whatever acadity, yeah. Whatever sway you think this guy has, he says that they should both hate you. So, that's tough. I mean, I don't give a fuck about academics' opinion, but some people do. I think Drake fans do. This is the same clip from earlier?
Like, post everything, you know what I mean? But it's not like it's a lot.
Oh, hold on. And we'll probably talk more in full about this when the full interview comes out, because I don't like taking stuff out of context, typically speaking. But it's just that, like, the interview literally isn't accessible yet. So I'll spin the block on this and correct anything if I'm wrong. But Apparently, this is talking about. He says, I think this is about him keeping in touch with them.
I'm in the same place.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, I genuinely love these niggas, but I'm not gonna act like we've been communicating and talking. You know what I mean? I've had conversations with them like post everything, you know what I mean?
I love both of them. I haven't really been talking to them. But I did talk to them after the fact about the. Hold on. This man's speaking in riddles.
I'm in the same place.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, I genuinely love these niggas, but I'm not gonna act like we've been communicating and talking. You know what I mean? I've had conversations with them like post everything, you know what I mean? But it's not like it's a lot. That's me not knowing where they at. Me maybe assuming because I done heard X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But it has nothing to do with like how I actually feel. I genuinely love these niggas. Like I be wanting to shoot
Right.
off a text. You know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna lie, but even saying that on a mic is kind of lame to me. But it is my truth.
You think that
He's like, I want to talk to them. I want to check in on them. I don't even know what to say. I don't know. I mean, I love them. I really love both of them. I'd love to reach out. I don't even know what to say to these guys anymore. J. Cole really talks like he's a child of divorce. Kendrick and Drake are his parents. They got in a big fight, and somehow they both disowned him. He's trying to keep in touch with them. Cole is conflicted. He's clearly conflicted. I don't know how to be. I don't know what to say. This is really funny. As somebody that's pretty neutral towards J. Cole, it's pretty hilarious. If I was like a super fan of any one of these three, I would be like, Cole, what are you doing? Let's just stop letting people bait you into talking about this shit. Honestly, that's kind of where I'm at this point. Like, if it's not going to lead directly back into you just talking about the fall off, if you're not really going to say anything, just don't say anything at all at this point. Stop going on these interviews and podcasts talking about how, I mean, I love them both, and I'm happy for them both. I'm sad for Drake, but I'm happy for Kendrick, and I'm glad he won the Grammys. I mean, the Grammys were for dissing Drake, and that's very unfortunate, but I'm happy for Kendrick. You're not saying anything. You're actually not saying anything. I don't feel like I've learned anything more about J. Cole that I didn't already know. Surprise, he loves everybody. Thank you. Thanks for nothing. Yeah. Yeah, everybody's clipping the same stuff. Hold on. What's the pump it up guy saying?
Explaining why he bowed out of the beef, but now that I think about it, I don't.
I don't even care.
I don't.
I'm gonna be honest.
Because he ain't saying nothing that niggas didn't say or already know. I feel like he's rehashing shit that's just too old because this is his first interview.
Hey, I can't believe this. I hadn't watched this clip before because why would I watch Joe Budden? He's literally saying what I just said. That's so funny. He's not saying anything that we haven't heard before. Why are you rehashing it? Why? Like, genuinely, why? What's the point?
Nadeska,
Dope.
shout out to
dope,
Nadeska
yeah.
for getting that interview. That's awesome. Y'all better stop talking bad about Nadeska. She should get that interview. She's good. People go where they're comfortable. She's got a great relationship with Cole, so they both look comfortable. But
She's
it's
a
just,
great interviewer.
Yeah, and she's great at that. But I just don't want to hear Cole rehash that a year later. Niggas is out putting up Iceman pictures and they shit like niggas that we've gone. We passed it. Everybody put an album out, well, except for Drake. But
yeah, Drake's still terrified to put out Iceman, but that's an episode for a different day. What's this dude say? When I see Kendrick with the pop out, the stadiums, the blah, 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 blah. If I was Drake or Kendrick, this is how I would handle Cole going forward. What's the gif? Oh, it's two guys kicking him. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Yeah. On the other hand, let me check out Cole, Drake. What are the people saying? Any new takes? This is the same video. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I almost forgot. Somebody said that who's the black one on Worry and Maul? I genuinely don't know which one's which. Oh, no. Maul's the Hot Pocket. I know that from the villain guy. And Rory's the he was the racist one. That's their legacy. Okay. I'm pretty sure I remember Maul. Maul was the one that said that Cole and Drake like hadn't talked at all. And it's really funny because Cole just came out and he's like, I've talked to both of them. It's fucking stupid. Why do people just make things up? Why?
They, and this is we just talking from the clip. We were recording this on Monday. The episode with him and Cam doesn't come out until Tuesday. But I hope he really gets more in depth with that though, because I said it a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, whatever, that I feel like he has to address why he hasn't spoken to Drake.
You're so stupid. Who are you gonna believe? Who are you gonna believe? The actual guy or just some guy that I'm just certain that they don't. Cole and Drake are not talking to you. I think I'm gonna believe Cole that he talked to Drake. We're just yapping. We're just trying to get a clip. We're just trying to get a clip. It's pathetic. These are the same clips. Everybody's recycling the same clips. This is just Twitter at this point. Everybody's recycling the same clips with the same captions. All right. This is where we will actually get a pulse on what people are thinking, and then I think we're gonna wrap it up because honestly, this shit is exhausting. I'm not learning anything new. The Cole stuff was kind of interesting. Everybody's just regurgitating the same shit on Twitter, but I'm very interested to know how Drake fans are handling the latest Cole media cycle. I imagine they're not super happy about it, but let's find out. So what I did is I went to r/Drizzy and I just typed in the word Cole and filtered for the past week. And this is what I'm seeing. I agree with this sentiment on Cole. A friend to everybody is a friend to no one. Doesn't matter what your intentions are. I mean, it's not a bad take. What are these kids saying? Y'all acting like you're part of the friend group. Oh, we've all had close friendships. People are just speaking from their own experience and how friendships tend to work. Oh, they're gonna fight about this. Bro, people were being real dramatic. I'm not saying I'm their friend. I'm just saying I understand how Kendrick and Drake might feel a way about what he's saying. This shit is pathetic, dog. I'm so disappointed in this sub fanned out. Oh my goodness. They're at war. Okay. This guy got downvoted for saying this shit is pathetic. This person just responds J-fold. This person says, good one. They're so sick of each other. You guys are idiots. Put it this way. So you have two friends that you're very close to. One starts dissing the other, and then the other friend starts dissing the other back. Then there's a back and forth between the two. You join in and start dissing one friend, and then decide that you don't want to be in the middle, backing away from it all, leaving them to handle it. Why should he have to pick a side? Why can't it just be, I love both of y'all, and I'm not going to contribute to y'all tearing each other down? I mean, that would be fine, but Cole literally dissed Kendrick. And yes, he apologized for it, but then he spun the block on Port Antonio and was like, somebody's using bots, and I love Drake. But whatever. It's more like you had one friend who actually, Jesus. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. Let me see what else is going on. Okay, I think they're also hating on Maul, which is good. I think that's a net positive. Maul double down and says Cole may have. Now he's. This is what they call goalpost moving. Maul doubled down and says Cole may have texted Drake, but Cole has not quote unquote spoken to Drake since the apology. Oh, okay. He didn't lie. He said that. I'm sorry. When he says that J. Cole hasn't spoken to Drake, he means in the literal voice, you know. Drake hasn't heard Cole's voice since the beat. That's what he meant, guys. He wasn't lying. Obviously. Who fucking watches this? Maul brings up a great point. Before this clip, I didn't include, where he points out Cole saying, I'd be wanting to shoot them a text, and Maul says, so why not do that? I mean, that's a good point. I don't know why Cole doesn't know what to say to these dudes, you know? I don't know. I just have this, like, inkling that you aren't actually friends. Like, chat with you. Honest question. I'm not going to pretend to know anything about any of these dudes in their friend group. If you asked Kendrick Lamar, Duckworth, to name like the 50 closest people to him in his life, do you think J. Cole even cracks the list? If he's like, name 100 people that you fuck with, is J. Cole cracking the list? What are we even talking about? What's the point? What are we doing? The fact that J. Cole has to constantly emphasize, I love these guys, they're my friends. Like, even Drake isn't out here talking about how much he loves Cole. I don't know, man. Cole acts like the bad boy character on a Disney show. Whatever. What else are the streets saying? What would you, Drake, do? What? Oh, I'm afraid to watch this. What is this? Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, my goodness gracious. This isn't real. This is too much. Somebody... This is usually the type of stuff that gets deleted before I get to put this stuff in an episode. Imagine you're Drake. Not the boy version now, but Drizzy from the beginning. You weren't the cool kid. You were a child actor. People weren't looking at you like you were about to run rap, but you had a few people around you who believed in you. The Nikos of the world, and that gave you just enough foundation to keep going. Now you're trying to break into rap in a whole different country, one of the most territorial spaces there is. You don't look like them, you don't sound like them, but you're not from there, and for a while, nothing really sticks that, right? Then Wayne stamps you and everything changes. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely insane. This starts out with, imagine you're Drake. And look how long this is. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm not reading all that shit. That is disgusting. Imagine your Drake writes an entire essay. Let me see what it says. I'm crying. Hold on. This is Drake fanfic. All right, last thing they say. To me, Iceman has to be kill shots at everyone. It's in all caps. A complete unethical fuck you to the entire industry, the blogs, the label, the artists, the award show, everyone. Fuck you. Then you retreat into silence. This shit is not real. This is not real. You know what? Hold on. People have been calling out his culture vulture ways since the beginning. He's the Ariana Grande of rap. Both do a good job of imitating those people. All right, yeah. The only comment on this is saying that Drake's a culture vulture. 9 people upvoted this. I'm shocked that 9 people actually read this. I gotta save this. This is good. This is a good one. Imagine you're Drake, not the version now, but Drizzy from the beginning. This is so fucking funny. Okay, let me see if there's anything else. Wait a second. This is 19 hours ago and it has 184 upvotes. Hold on. Oh! It's friend of the channel, Chilling with Moni. Shout out Chilling with Moni. Shout out the cousins. She refers to Drake and Cole as half-whites. She does? That's good. At least they're revealing the real reason they hate Drake. What? Oh, brother. Okay, hold on. Chilling with Moni says, we are watching in real time 2 half-whites try to rewrite the rules of hip-hop and battle culture. One deleted their diss and the other filed a lawsuit after dissing. While the victor is expected to not have a victory lap or be praised. This y'all hip-hop? Not mine. What did she lie about, though? Saying half-whites is kind of crazy. But, you know. Is that derogatory? I'm genuinely asking. I don't know. Anybody here half white? Any half whites in the chat? I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny. Let me see what the, oh goodness gracious, there's 156 comments here. Man, shout out Chillin' with Moni. Imagine just putting out a tweet with just, you know, just a casual opinion. And it spawned 156 comments in the r/Drizzy subreddit. That's huge. What are they saying? Bruh, she needs to hit the gym. She needs to get, okay, all right. Well, why engage with the conversation when you can just say she's overweight? These are Drake fans. I guess she didn't say anything wrong. They're just like, let's just insult her. Okay. Love when Drake fans reminded her of her. Okay. Yeah. All right. Who is the victor? I'd assume it's the person who makes the music that people like the most. That's pretty easy to verify. That's not like us, right? Isn't that? That's the one that people like the most. It has the most views. That's the one you hear the most. So Jay-Z beat Nas. Whose music do people like more? Does anybody actually engage with what you're saying? People still think you can't be racist toward white people in 2026. It's sad to see. Wait a second. Wait. Is it racist to call somebody half white? People still think you can't be racist toward white people in 2026, and it's sad to see. And 50 people upvoted this in the r/Drizzy subreddit. Let me read back what she said. We were watching in real time, two half whites trying to rewrite the rules of battle culture. I mean, I guess you could imply that, but I mean, hip hop is inherently like historically black, so I feel like her lightly gesturing to the fact that they're half white is relevant. But it's crazy to take that and just be like, this Chilling with Moni person's clearly racist. I don't think that's it. Wait a second. This is even worse. Racism among black people is the worst. The plantation really fucked us up. What the fuck are they talking about in here? What? If you think real racism is just some distasteful tweets, you never opened a book. Okay, there's somebody in here that is trying to speak some truth. It's really odd. Yeah, I was shocked when I see the person actually typed. Okay, yeah, I need to do a deep dive into here because I don't understand how we're getting these takes off and how they're getting dozens and dozens of people upvoting them. This is fascinating. This shit disgusts me. Why? What about it disgusts you? This sub has to be the biggest promoter of anti-Drake Twitter accounts. Facts. Who the fuck is this woman? That's what I'm saying. Ideally, a subreddit dedicated to an artist is just like celebrating their success and talking about things that they like about them. It's kind of crazy to give Chillin' with Moni all this free promo in the r/Drizzy subreddit. But shout out to her. See, people think... I think you found the rabbit hole. This is what Kendrick was talking about. r/Drizzy is the rabbit hole. I thought that I was hating on Drake pretty hard some time ago, but Chillin' with Moni has these people bothered enough to where they're just taking screenshots of her tweets and putting them in here, and hundreds of people are engaging with them. That's motion. Shout out Chillin' with Moni. Good shit. Hope they stay mad. Okay, let me see if there's anything. Oh, this is what I was looking for. This is what I'm talking about. J. Cole laments the fact that there was an orchestrated smear campaign against Drake during the beef. See, this is what's upsetting. These people are already clearly unhinged. They all are already clearly susceptible to conspiracy theories and trying to validate anything that proves that the world's out to get Drake. J. Cole gave them ammo, and that's what bothers me, because this is completely unnecessary. Here we go.
That J. Cole felt like everything that happened after he backed out of the beef, it got out of hand, and it was this like orchestrated attack on Drake. Let's take a listen.
Do you think that the Drake and Kendrick thing got totally out of hand? Do you think it spiraled out of control?
The world, right away, the world became like politics. You're either Democrat or Republican. You're either Kendrick or you Drake. And you got to pick a side.
RDC World did a great skit about this, by the way.
Boom, boom. And I felt like the nigga that was like disgusted both ways, damn near. You know what I mean? So when you say, did it get out
Both ways, damn near.
of hand, it's like, creatively, that's not my place to say.
Right.
But I think that
Creatively, I can't speak on it, even though I'm a hip hop artist and I was literally directly involved in the beef. When it comes to the Kendrick and Drake beef, when you think of every single human being on earth that was like integral to the Kendrick and Drake beefs, like beginning, there are like two of the people that are most involved in the Kendrick and Drake beef are Kendrick and Drake. And then right after that is J. Cole. And J. Cole's like, I can't speak on it creatively. You were literally in it. What do you mean? Okay, whatever.
the out of hand that I think is like, to me, is like disgusting how people try to use that opportunity, either show how they really felt about Drake the whole time,
right,
or just like pile on.
That's a fact.
Let me play this sad song for you. The world's smallest violin.
People were just piling on Drake. Okay, what are the streets saying? You recognize it was an orchestrated smear campaign against Drake, and that disgusts you, but you're happy for Kendrick for the success he has as a result of the lies? This is what I'm saying. Why would you say this and expect Drake fans not to be mad? This shit has almost 400 upvotes. It's ridiculous. Oh my God. I don't even know if I want to read this. He's choking, trying to have two in his mouth at once. He needs to let one go. That is fucking sick. But are they wrong though? This, in a way, isn't like a horrible take, actually. That escalated quickly, yeah. J. Cole really making himself sound like a bitch in all unfortunate truth. He need to pipe down at this point. He backed out, so we gotta... Okay, so they're actually not engaging with the smear campaign all that much. They're actually just mad at J. Cole. You guys, your comments are literally proving his point. You're allowed to be a fan of two great artists without making it divisive and radicalized. As a fan of all three, I'm scared to ever comment showing the other support. You're scared? Like you're actually concerned? This is tough. There we go. This Reddit shit gets serious. Yeah, it's out of control. All right, yeah. You know what? I love the fact that we have 100 derps in here locked into this. This is certainly something that we need to get into a pod so we can hit a couple of thousand people, because this level of cope and anger is not natural. But to be fair, I think people always assume that, I have this natural bias, which, if you looked at the channel, you'd probably believe. So let's go to the Kendrick subreddit and see if they're having just as tough of a time. I'm genuinely curious. I don't know. So we're going to type in Cole, and we're going to do this past week and see what they're saying. J. Cole reveals that he had conversations with both. I genuinely love them both. What are the streets saying?
Friendship-wise.
Kendrick fans are saying, we're never getting that album, dog. Oh, they're talking about I think they're talking about a Kendrick and Cole collab joint. That wasn't happening regardless. People who thought this, they're just, okay. They're not even, I don't think they care. The kids, okay. I believe Drake is done with Cole. Dot is more complicated. I genuinely believe Dot still got love for Cole, but his relationship with Drake makes him just not be interested in entertaining that friendship. Who knows if the line, whoever that's fucking with him, fuck you niggas, is including Cole. Interesting proposition. No Cole hate? Yeah, they aren't even, I don't even think they're mad. Huh. On Whacked Out Muros, he said, fuck anybody empathetic to the other side. These are just rap lyrics. Don't think Kendrick is cutting people off because they talk to Drake. Bitch, I cut my granny off. She don't. These are fine. Nobody's even hating on Cole. That's so funny. How does this happen? That's so interesting. I think Kendrick can hold Cole and Drake separately. Huh. They're not even mad. This is hilarious. Okay, so there was none of this was particularly planned. I just typed in Cole's name on the Drake subreddit and the Kendrick subreddit. And even though J. Cole is being like far more empathetic and kind to Drake, it seems like the Drake fans are pissed at J. Cole and the Kendrick fans are like, I guess we're not getting that Kendrick and Cole collab album. You know, I've always tried to like give a little bit of credence to the idea that maybe both of these fan bases are crazy, but I'm on the same website. I typed in the same thing and did the same filter, and these people aren't upset. Let me look at a different post. Okay, J. Cole about the post. When I see Kendrick at the moment he had the pop out the... Okay, so this is kind of contradictory. Let's see what they're saying about it. Why I feel sorry for Drake when it started and kept it... Okay, that's a fair question. People baby that guy a lot. I kind of get it. Because you can tell he's uninitiated into certain things, but at a certain point... Okay, they're just saying that you shouldn't feel bad for Drake. Babying his friend, that's all I got from it. These are also like just better written in general. All rap related subs will be insufferable when this interview drops. All right. I mean, yeah. And everybody in the Kendrick subreddit is upvoting this. I think I might have come to the conclusion that it's possible that these Drizzy fans might be on a different level. There aren't even any more posts about Cole here. That's it. Okay. Well, shit. Drake fans hate J. Cole now, and Kendrick fans don't even care. Pretends to be shocked, I guess. All right, cool. Well, check Twitter. Yeah, let me see. Where are the who's a big like Kendrick fan account? Try searching Fold. Hold on. Let me just hit J Fold. Do I gotta go in quotations? Twitter's search isn't always great, but if you put something in quotations, then it automatically has to give you what you're looking for. Pro tip. Or maybe not. Maybe I lied. Wait, the boogeyman guy? Is that a hold on. Is it I think I know who you're talking about. Certified Boogie. Yeah. This is clear. This is a big Kendrick fan account. Let me see what they're saying about Cole. Do we hate him now? He's not saying the battle itself has no place. He's saying with social media and how it became a tool to try and tear down real lives is the issue. Drake and Nicki fans are on this app every day. He's not mad at Cole either. Huh. This is Jay-Z laughing. This is Cole's spirit after claiming to be Muhammad Ali. He's got nothing. I mean, it's a little light trolling. Yeah, they're all talking about Jay-Z over here. Huh. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. All right, gang. I'm Kendrick and Draked out for the day. When that, we'll probably spin the block when that full Cameron and J. Cole interview comes out. In case you did not know, Cameron, who sued J. Cole, by the way. Apparently, J. Cole finally went on his podcast and they talked about the lawsuit and they talked about a little bit of Kendrick and Drake, and they're probably going to talk about their history together. I think that's interesting. Jay-Z released an interview. I would like to have that be a separate stream. I don't like, because if people come in late, they're going to see the title and the thumbnail and they'll see us like talking about Jay-Z, and I just don't like doing business like that. I'll just make it a separate stream. But I do think that's important. When's the interview coming out? I believe it's tomorrow afternoon. I should be around. But if you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I guess I'm dropping a podcast. I was going to do like that retrospective, and I still might do that because I don't have anything like specifically dedicated to that track or that verse. That one post, that Imagine Your Drake post is is probably worth its own episode. Please consider becoming a member. It's literally $1 to join the channel. Also, I'm reviewing Nas's Illmatic this week because, there's other music that exists. So subscribe to the channel so you know when that drops. And, love you, mean it, spread the bread. And enjoy the outro. It's a good J. Cole song.